Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name is David. Ever since David Blaine performed the Invisible Deck on television, people have been rushing out to learn how to do it. They've been buying them off the shelves, and if you ask any magician, what's your favorite gaff deck? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say the Invisible Deck. One of the tricks that hits the hardest and the easiest to perform. I'm going to tell you how you can make your own right now. All right, so the Invisible Deck is out there for sale. Like, you can just go to a magic store and buy one. Chances are they're going to be in stock, right? You can head on down to Penguin Magic and buy one right now. That's what I do. When you buy the Penguin Magic Invisible Deck, I just get the one from Royal. It comes in Red Bicycle, and it's very affordable, and it's completely made for you. So the only other question is, why would you then make your own if it's that affordable? Probably because you enjoy making your own tricks, right? That's a valid answer. You enjoy making your own tricks. Second, you could make the Invisible Deck in any back design you want. So if you've got a favorite deck, right, and you want to make an Invisible Deck out of your favorite deck, you can do that, right? It doesn't come with every back design. So if you've got a back design that you really enjoy, right, you want to make an Invisible Deck out of that, do it, right? That's another valid reason why you'd make your own. So what do you need? What do you need to make an Invisible Deck? Well, obviously, you need a deck of cards, right? You're gonna need a deck of cards, and leave it in new deck order. Okay, leave it in new deck order because we're gonna use that new deck order. Second thing you need is a roughing stick. I'm gonna give you 2 examples. Okay, here's a roughing stick called Roughing Stick from Vanishing Ink. Okay, I'm gonna try to shake it out of the box here. There we go. But it looks just like that. Okay, there's your roughing stick. Okay, it just looks like a little piece of like a candle or a wax. Okay, or you can use Villain. Villain is from Daniel Madison and Illusionist, and it's available at Illusionist. You can just go down and pick them up. This is a brand new one. Okay, I wanted to show you a brand new one, not my roughed up one. But if I open it up, it's pretty much the same thing, right? Looks like a stick of wax, and if I push it out a little bit more, kind of looks like a really funky eraser, right? And that's all you need. The other thing you can use is matte spray. I have another video on this channel where I teach how to build a rough and smooth deck, which is basically what an Invisible Deck is. You just buy matte, clear coat matte spray. Just go down to the hardware store, go down to your paint section. I don't like using matte spray anymore. I used to, but I don't now because it gets everywhere. It's a giant mess. Okay, it gets everywhere. It gets on your fingers. It gets on your clothes. The residue gets on the cardboard that you lay down. So in general, I don't recommend using that anymore, especially when things like this are so available. And again, these are brand names. You don't need to get these brand names. If you just search for a roughing stick at your favorite magic store, or you just ask them, hey, do you guys have a roughing stick? Just buy whatever they sell. They're all good. Okay, they're all good. The other reason why you'd make your own Invisible Deck is because it wears out, right? It wears out, and you just don't want to buy another one. And you got a deck right there on the shelf, and you're like, you know what? I could just make another Invisible Deck myself. So grab a deck, grab your roughing stick, and let's learn how to make your own Invisible Deck. All right, so if you own an Invisible Deck already, I mean, that is a kind of a cheater way to start. You could look through the cards and just copy it, right? That'd be the easiest way. Just look through the deck and just say, I'm gonna make my deck exactly like this one. But we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. I'm gonna show you how to do this. So with a brand new deck of cards, you're gonna make every single suit ace on the top, king on the bottom, okay? Just like that. And the way an Invisible Deck breaks down is that the spades and hearts are glued together, and the diamonds and clubs are adhered together. And the way I remember that in my head is that the spades and hearts have that same shape, right? The heart and the spade kind of look similar when the spade's upside down. They look similar, right? So, but the reality is you could make your own invisible deck any way you want. You could make it in chased order. So that would mean you'd put the clubs and hearts together, right? Clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. So you could do a chased deck. The other thing you could do is you could do points and rounds. So you could say all the points are together. So spades and diamonds are together because those are points. And the rounds are together, hearts and clubs, right? So if you've always felt that the invisible deck was too hard to remember the way it comes out of the box, you could make your own, right? You could make your own. So here's what the first thing you're going to do is you're going to remove the kings like this, okay? So you remove the kings off the bottom of the deck, just like that, and just like that, okay? And those are your first cards, okay? And the way they're going to go together is like that, right? So you're going to stick 2 kings together and 2 kings together, and those are your first pairs, okay? Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your red cards and you're going to reverse the order, okay? So just reverse the reds, so the queen's on top, and reverse these diamonds so the queens are on top, like that, okay? And now you don't even have to think about it. Everything's ready to go. This queen of diamonds and ace of clubs, they're a pair. This jack of diamonds and 2 of clubs, they're a pair. This 10 of diamonds and this 3 of clubs, they're a pair, just like that, okay? And that's how you would go through and build everything, because everything in Invisible Deck is a value of 13. So 10 and 3 make 13. So if the spectator says that their choice, right, the card they're thinking of is the 3 of clubs, then all you have to do is remember which suit pairs with clubs, and you'd remember diamonds, and then which, how far away 13 is from 3, and so you'd say 10. So there's a little bit of memory and a little bit of math involved every single time. All right, so how are you going to build the invisible deck? Well, you're going to need one more thing. I kind of lied to you. You do need one more thing, and that's you need a surface. Okay, this is my table mat, right, for practicing cards. So I am not going to use this. Okay, that'd be terrible. Okay, so I'm going to use a piece of cardboard. Okay, you should always use a surface that you don't care about. All right, and I'm going to get my cards out here, and I'm going to show you using a pen how to apply the roughing stick, all right? Because the roughing stick's invisible. It's not going to show up, okay? So I'm going to show you where I would make my marks, okay? So I'm going to take the roughing stick, okay? And I'm going to go around the frame of the card like that, okay? I'm going to go around the frame of the card as close to the edge as possible, okay? As close to the edge as possible. As I wipe, I'm wiping like that. It's a thick stick, so it's going to cover a lot of space, right? It's going to be nice and thick like that. And then I'm going to make one kind of stripe down the middle, okay? So you're making a big, bold square, and then making a big, bold stripe down the center. And you're going to make this pattern 52 times. You're going to go through the entire deck, okay? Now, the way I would do it is like I showed you before. I would build each pair one at a time. So with all the cards arranged, like we showed you earlier, I would grab my pair, put the roughing stick on, put it together, and then stack it into the deck, okay? Just do it on the fly, because the only other option would be is to lay out 52 cards and then roughing stick the backs of all of them and leave them all out on the table. But then you got to like find your pairs, right? So you don't want to do it that way. You want to build the deck as you go. So laying them all out, like I showed you, ace through king, pulling the kings out, gluing them first, right? And then start just pulling pairs, gluing them, sticking them together, and just start building your deck. So just to show you really quickly what that looks like, right? We're gonna make our swipe across, down, over, and then one in the center. I'm just gonna make my square going around each edge. Once in the middle, there. Go around. And then once right there in the center. We can put these two cards together, give them a little press, go to the corners, kind of give them, make sure that they seal well, and then look, it stays together. I'm trying to throw it and catch it on camera. And the same is true for the vanishing ink roughing stick, right? So I'm gonna make a square around the edges, and then one right there in the center. Make a square around the edges, and one in the center, and then adhere them together as best I can, right? And then you've got a card that doesn't split, okay? Just like that. All right, so once you have all your pairs together, how do you put the deck together? Well, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The way I do it is I try to separate out the court cards as much as possible. And you just do that by sight, okay? And then I always make sure that they go black, red, okay? As much as possible too. Mine's right now a little mixed up because I've been using it. But as long as you can go black, red, then of course it looks shuffled, right? And as you have a court card, intermixed every other 3 or 4 cards, then that looks normal, okay? When the deck is in orientation, I keep the King of Clubs on one side and the Ace of Spades on the other, okay? And that just helps me cut the deck back to its starting position. But with the invisible deck, you really don't need a starting position. It really doesn't matter. You could keep this deck in any order. The reason why I have the Ace of Spades on top, I'll tell you why. Because its partner card is the Queen of Hearts, all right? And so if I pull the deck out and I start to pull it out and I see the Ace of Spades, then I immediately know the orientation. And if I turn the box and pull the cards out the rest of the way, then I know to do that, okay? Also, if you were, say, asking a woman and saying, hey, what's your favorite card? And she says the Queen of Hearts, then I know that I need to cut the cards, okay? So when I pull the deck out, I see the Ace of Spades. Well, the Queen of Hearts is right there, okay? So that's not a really interesting trick. So I just say, we'll just, oh, there's the Ace of Spades or whatever, like, oh, this is a left over from another trick. We'll just cut the cards, and then I cut the cards, and then it looks like when I go to do my reveal, then the Queen of Hearts is in the middle, okay? So that's just an easy fix. Same with the kings here, right? So if they say King of Diamonds, he's right there, right? So I'm gonna take it out, King of Clubs side up, cut it, so that the King of Diamonds pops out in the middle. The other reason is it keeps the box orientation the same, right? So if the invisible deck is inside the box, then I know which side to pull out, okay? So if I'm looking here, then it's gonna come out this direction, right? Obviously the cards are gonna come out that direction. So if anybody mentions that they want spades or diamonds, right? Then I know I need to flip the box over like that, right? Because if they say spades, then I don't want spades. I'm gonna turn it over and pull the cards out this way. If they say spades or diamond, if they say clubs or hearts, right? They didn't say spades, then I'm gonna bring it out spades direction. I know that sounded really confusing, but it made sense in my head. And of course, I would highly encourage you to ignore everything I just said and save yourself time and just buy invisible decks. Why not? They are inexpensive and you can get it in Bicycle, which is my favorite, right? They're gonna come already waxed up, ready to go. I don't know. It's just me, but I prefer just to buy them. When it gets worn out, I just buy another one. I'm happy to save the time, but like I said, if you enjoy building your own, or if you want to build it in a deck back you know, a back design of your preference, your choice. You know, perhaps you use a deck of cards consistently, and you know, an invisible deck just doesn't come in that back design, then obviously you're going to want to build your own. Thanks to whoever offered up that question. Keep those questions coming. I try to answer all your questions and post them here every single Wednesday. And if you've got advice or tips or secrets on how you build an invisible deck, or maybe your favorite way to adhere them, or maybe your favorite way to pattern them and put them together, comment down below and give away that free advice. That's the great thing about the internet, is we can all share and be polite and help one another out. Hope I was able to help you with the invisible deck. If it's true, give me a like, give me a follow, give me a subscribe, push all those buttons. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey, would you like to learn a magic trick? You would? Did you know I have a second channel? That's right. I have a second channel where I teach beginning level magic tricks. Magic Channel Card Tricks is a place that you can go to learn tricks with ordinary items you can find around the house. Paper clips, rubber bands, pens, and of course, decks of cards. I teach beginning level card tricks, simple card tricks, simple card forces that anybody could learn. I also review magic kits. So if you go buy a magic kit from the store, your local Walmart or Target, or you get a magic kit for Christmas, I'll go over exactly what's inside. And I'll even teach you how to perform with some of those tricks that you get inside those kits. Plus, I'm even gonna give you video instruction to very simple, very inexpensive tricks that you can pick up at your favorite magic store. Sometimes you get those tricks and the instructions are just on a tiny little piece of typewritten paper and you have no idea how to do that trick. Don't throw that trick away. Don't put it in a box. Come back to Magic Channel Card Tricks and I will teach you how to use that trick as well. Or maybe you're not a beginner. Maybe you're not a beginner, but maybe you have a niece or a nephew or a little brother or sister that you could share this channel with them. This is a great, safe place, kid-friendly, where they can learn beginning level magic. Make sure you head on over to Magic Channel Card Tricks, give my videos a like, subscribe to that channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being a part of Magic Orthodoxy.